We see the entire city thrown into chaos. In the middle of all this, a girl lies unconscious on the ground. Monsters are terrorizing the whole city. Right in the thick of it, our protagonist stands face to face with a massive dragon-like monster. People are running for their lives. Suddenly, we see the special army drop bombs to kill the monsters. As the smoke from the explosion clears, our hero appears badly injured and whispers, "Xiao Shui." Wolf-like monsters stare him down. He shouts, "Where are you, Xiao Shui?" Then he launches an attack on those wolf monsters, ripping them apart in a single strike. While walking ahead, he finds a small doll, Xiao's doll. He sits beside it and screams her name with all his strength. Scene shifts to 3 days earlier. News reports say that a red fog has spread throughout the area and people are asked not to panic. At that moment, our hero is in the car with his sister and parents. An army commander tells them to move ahead quickly. Suddenly, red fog begins appearing everywhere, and a car caught in it explodes. The burning car crashes right onto the protagonist's vehicle. He screams, "Are you all okay?" Outside, a giant red dragon monster is seen wreaking havoc across the city. The hero manages to get himself and his sister out of the wreckage. He wants to save his parents too, but they tell him to go. The monsters are already close. His mother shouts, "Go, now. You're Xiao Shui's big brother. Take good care of her." Our protagonist runs into the mall with his sister, only to realize there's even more danger inside. He picks up a metal rod and smashes it against a wolf monster, but it doesn't affect the creature at all. The wolf charges at him even harder. The wolf slams our protagonist into a wall. Just then, his sister shows up and says, "Brother, should I help you?" The moment the wolf sees the girl, it charges toward her. The protagonist tries to protect her, but his sister pulls him away, and they start running from the monster.
Suddenly, he starts coughing up blood. He can't understand what's happening to him.
The wolf monster lunges at his sister, but the protagonist screams loudly, and an unknown magical power bursts out of him. He knocks the wolf to the ground and starts smashing it again and again with the rod. He shouts furiously, "I'm going to kill you." Seeing this, his sister becomes completely terrified. Somehow, she manages to stop her brother from killing the wolf and says, "I'm fine, brother. I'm okay." Thinking of their parents, the protagonist slowly calms down. He looks at his sister and says, "I'm okay." But at that moment, an eagle monster flies toward the building, breaks through the glass, and enters inside. The protagonist somehow protects his sister and hits the monster in the face with the rod. That's when he fully realizes just how many monsters are out there. So he tells his sister, "Stay here. I'm going to finish all of them." His sister asks, "Are you going to do all this alone?" She doesn't want to let him go alone and tries to stop him, but he tells her, "I'm fine. I'll kill them all, and I'll definitely come back alive." Saying this, he leaves. Inside the building, we see a monster waiting for him. Facing it, he says, "I'm enough to protect my family." With that, he charges into a fight with all the monsters. A wolf monster suddenly bites his right arm, but the protagonist shoves his hand inside the creature and tears it into 2 pieces. Right then, a devil hand-like power appears in his arms. Suddenly, in the sky, the Special Army Unit's aircraft appears again, and they start dropping bombs. The protagonist yells for his sister to get inside, but before he can reach her, an explosion goes off, and the army soldiers grab his sister and take her away. Then we see that our protagonist wakes up from sleep, who was dreaming about his sister, and he says, "This dream, not again. Good thing nobody found out that I have special powers. I've searched every street and alley of this city looking for my sister, but I couldn't find her anywhere. It's been half a year now. To find my sister, I had to join the army because only the army has all the classified information. Even though I got the lowest rank job in the army, at least the army's information will be shared with me too." Then we see that the patrol team captain of Shishi City is waiting for him. Then he says, "Sorry, I'm late for work." The captain kicks him and sends him forward for work again and says, "If you mess up, I'll deal with you." About half a year ago, a red fog covered this city, and during that same fog, this tower was also built. Don't know what it is, While he's checking outside the tower, we see some senior soldiers running away from there, and our protagonist was sitting on top doing patrol duty. Then some soldiers were running out of the red fog, and they're saying, "Quickly, run away from here! Retreat!" Captain Jiazan tells everyone to retreat when at that moment a red monster comes up behind him and stands there and hits him hard. Because of the commotion below, our protagonist realizes something's wrong down there, and he jumps down from the top of the tower and lands directly on the monster's neck and kills it. And he counts. He moves very quickly toward the second monster and tears it into 2 pieces from the middle. He had unlocked the power of his devil hand, and he was having a great time finishing off the monsters. He was counting them all as they died. Then we see that from behind the protagonist, a gunshot pierces through the monster. He turns back to look. Behind him stands the beautiful lady, Captain Song Rui of Blazing Blood. The protagonist didn't want to reveal his identity in any way, so he quickly starts hiding his power. She checks everywhere. Is anyone left here? Then we see our hero coming out of the mist and says, "Don't shoot me, I'm right here. And there are no monsters here." Then a monster stands up behind our protagonist and the army shoots it down with bullets. Then the captain asks him, "Where's your weapon patrol, man?" Then he says, "I got scared, so that's why I hide here."
The captain starts looking at him with suspicious eyes. The team informs everyone that Captain Song is handling the situation here. The captain takes him captive and asks him, "Whenever the situation gets bad, where do you disappear to?" To which our protagonist says, "But I'm just a normal soldier too. Why have I been detained? I had gone to sleep near the ruins after talking to my senior." Then a soldier traps him and says he's always late for duty and the captain always scolds him. Then the protagonist thinks, "Shut up or I'll deal with you." Seeing the teammates fighting among themselves, the captain thinks there's something wrong with their team. There's no coordination. Then we see the captain's condition is very bad. He's admitted to the hospital. Song checks, his record isn't anything special, and he joined the army just by passing basic training, and he's a very good runner. In fact, he's an expert at running away. Lady Song asks, "When you're an expert at running away and you're afraid of dying, then why did you join the army? Do you have some other motive?" The protagonist thinks to himself, "I came here to find my sister so that through this city I could get all the information. But it's been more than 6 months and I haven't found anything yet. I'm tired of searching for her." Lady Song thinks, "A soldier who is afraid of dying and runs away from duty without telling anyone." Captain Song asks him while putting pressure, "So you know what that means, right? What's going to happen to you?" Then our protagonist says, "Will you kick me out?" Then Lady Song comes closer and asks, "So tell me, what happened with your hand?" Our protagonist thinks, "Oh, so she saw it." She asks again, "Why are you lying to all of us?" Then there's a feeling like an earthquake. Our protagonist gets up from the chair and starts running. Lady Song sees him and runs after him, catches him and slams him to the ground and says, "You're running away as if I'm not even here." Because of the slam, the ground cracks from below and everyone falls down. Everyone starts looking around. A soldier says to our protagonist, "You're nothing but your bad luck. Ever since you've been with us, something bad keeps happening." To which our hero says, "If you want to stay alive, then don't complain. It's very dark down there." Then the army lights torches there. Then a cave appears in front of them. They think there might be monsters inside. Captain Song tells everyone to check your weapons and follow me in formation. Then our hero feels something. Wind and sound were coming from that direction. A soldier starts moving toward the cave. As soon as he signals, a monster appears behind him. Song shoots it down with her gun, which causes that soldier to barely survive. Then Captain Song tells our hero, "It seems you know how to avoid danger a little too well." Then our hero thinks, "She knows just a little bit about my secret, but she's not completely suspicious of me yet." Then the sound starts coming again. Everyone says it seems something's coming fast, and suddenly a bunch of monsters start moving toward them all at super speed.
They begin running to save their lives from them. While running, they see a huge beetle monster blocking their path ahead. Just then, it creates a red giant energy ball from its mouth and shoots it towards them. Captain Song fires from her gun, but it has no effect on the monster. Then the monster creates a massive red energy ball and attacks Captain Song. At that moment, our protagonist jumps in between and stops the energy ball with his devil hand. Captain Song thinks to herself, "My powerful attack had no effect on it, yet he's ready to fight it? Does he have a way to deal with this?" Thinking this, she says, "Take care of yourself, Yan Hao." Our protagonist responds with a small smile. Then we see Yan Hao take a powerful jump towards the monster. He keeps attacking it continuously and says, "Let's see how long you can withstand my attacks." Even after numerous attacks, nothing happens to the monster. After this, Yan says, If it was another monster, by now it would be dead. Its huge body is like an army tank. It's way too big, that's why nothing's working. Then the monster attacks Yan with its huge claws. Yan Hao barely escapes and says, "You're too slow." Then we see all the army soldiers keep attacking it. Yan Hao rushes towards it very quickly to attack. Now we finally understand why Yan Hao is so fast. His specialty is his speed, and that speed isn't an ability for running away from death in fear, but for attacking others. The army soldiers are shocked seeing his speed. Then Captain Song says, this experiment was conducted by the United Government to create creatures that could be fought against to make oneself stronger, but it's backfiring on the world itself. And after saying this, they all start attacking the monster with their guns. Voice Officer Lin from BlazBlood thinks to himself, the government is hiding so much from us and we had no idea at all. But Captain Song knew about this. Captain Song says he must have escaped from the laboratory somehow and gotten into the patrol team. Then another soldier says, so is Yan Hao responsible for the red mist that broke out recently? She says, no, it's hard to confirm, but we're suspicious of him, so I will definitely investigate him. Meanwhile, Yan Hao is fighting the monster. The monster was proving to be a bit too much for Yan Hao, as it was continuously attacking him with red energy balls. The beetle monster attacks the entire team with a massive red energy ball. To save them, Yan Hao shouts, and the entire team jumps in different directions. Then we see that during the attack, the voice captain's leg gets injured. On the other side, Yan Hao falls far away. Our hero says, my red mist energy is depleted. I can't handle this with one hand. Now I realize this beetle is a beast-class monster. This means it's a huge problem. I'll have to push myself even harder.
The beetle monster attacks the protagonist again, and then we see a bullet hit the monster's head. Yan Hao understands that this attack was made by Captain Song. Captain Song says, you're not going to die here at all. Before you die, you have a lot of explaining to do. Then the beetle monster starts laughing. Seeing this, the captain is shocked and thinks, can it really laugh? Can it understand what we're saying? Then the beetle monster heals its wounds. Captain Sung realizes the red mist is coming from inside the caves, and it's leaking through many tunnels below and spreading here. Because of this mist, it's able to heal its wounds so quickly. If this continues, even if we keep attacking it, it will heal again just like it did before. Captain Song tells Yan Hao, we can't let it die here. While we still have a chance, we should retreat. Then Yan Hao says angrily, no, it has to die here today. If red mist gives it power, then red mist gives me power too. I've also fully recovered just like it has. Now I can easily kick its ass. She says we only have one chance. If we fail, we'll both be killed here. After that, she thinks and says, all right, let's attack together. Lady Song aims at it and attacks. We see Yan Hao slicing through the air right beneath Captain Song's gunshot, heading toward the beetle monster. Where the gun's bullet hits the beetle monster's head, he lands at that exact spot and rains down rapid kicks and punches on its head. Seeing the protagonist's incredibly fast attacks, she thinks, did we do it? But at that very moment, there's a huge explosion. The monster throws the protagonist far away, and we see that the monster's head had split open. She runs to Yan Hao and sees that he's injured and lying down. Then she notices something. There's a photo in his pocket, which she takes out and looks at. Then we see Yan Hao has a crystal in his hand. The story goes into flashback. We're shown Yan Hao thinking, what's happening to me? Where am I? Is this really me? He thinks, why isn't my body moving? What's happening to me? Yan Hao feels that something has been changed in his DNA. He has a crystal in his hands, which he looks at and presses against his chest. He realizes this crystal absorbs all the red mist, and the more the crystal absorbs, the more powerful it becomes, and he can use that power himself. Then he thinks, if I kill any huge monster, its power will come to me too, and I'll become even more powerful. But he realizes this crystal also has a limit. It could break due to absorbing too much power. Then he thinks that if he kills a large beetle monster, he'll become even more powerful. After this, the story comes to the present. He's lying on the bed when suddenly his eyes open. Due to absorbing too much energy, an energy blast is about to shoot from his hand. At that very moment, Captain Song opens the gate and enters. She says, "What are you trying to do?" And the attack is just about to fire when he says, "Quick, get out of the way." And we see that small energy ball slice through the hospital wall and shoot outside.
A little while before meeting Yan Hao, Captain Song goes to the injured Deputy Lin's cabin to check on his leg. Lin then asks Captain Song what's going on with Yan Hao. "I've never heard of the SU having a test subject like this." Captain Song replies that his case is top secret, so there's no need for him to pay any attention to it. You should focus on taking care of yourself for now. Captain Song didn't want this project to become known to everyone, which is why she wanted to remove Deputy Lin from the project too, so that no one would pay attention to Yan Hao. So she tells Lin, "I've had you transferred to the logistics department, so you can rest comfortably there." Hearing Captain Song's words, Lin gets extremely angry and says, "If I tell your father about this, I'll accept whatever decision he makes as the truth." Hearing Deputy Lin's words, Captain Song becomes very angry. She yells at Lin, "You're not going anywhere. You'll rest right here. That's an order. I'm revoking your communication privileges." After this, Song Ri goes to meet Yan Hao in his hospital room, stationing the guard outside. And as soon as she opens the gate, she suddenly sees that Yan Hao had created a red energy blast aimed in her direction. It was just about to fire when he says, "Move out of the way, quick." She asks, "What are you doing?" Just at that moment, the blast releases from Yan Hao. She barely escapes, and we see that the small energy ball cuts through the hospital wall and goes outside. The energy blast causes a huge explosion, which Lin sees from another building, and he thinks, "Did Yan Hao cause this blast? Let's see how long you can keep this secret from me, Captain." Seeing the attack, Captain Song understands this attack is just like that beetle monster's, but how can Yan Hao use it directly here without the beastification armor? Then Captain Song tells him to come with her to the roof. Many conversations happen between Yan Hao and Captain Song. Captain Song says, "Not only can you absorb an aberration's beast core, but you can also learn its abilities," to which Yan Hao says, "That's not all. I can also absorb the crimson fog, and the crystal can repair itself too." Hearing Yan Hao's words, Captain Song thinks, "So you have many special qualities." Yan Hao shows that he can use the power of those beasts too, but I think maybe I will gradually become just like those people. Yan Hao looks at Captain Song and asks, "Will anyone consider me like a real human? What do you think? What am I in your eyes?" She answers, "Whether you're human or monster depends on how you use your power. Your power can cause destruction, but you can also use it as a weapon." Captain Song sees an opportunity in Yan Hao and says, "From here on, you have two paths. Either you can join Blessing Blood, or you'll be killed as a monster, just like other monsters are killed." Hearing Captain Song's words, Yan Hao thinks, "I caused so much destruction, and after that I have this special ability that I can absorb monsters' abilities, and you're telling me that either I'll become a threat or I'll have to join your squad. Despite all this happening, you still want to take me into your big team. There must be some special intention behind this." To which Song says, "You're quite smart too." And then she says, "No, I don't have any special intention. You just have to trust that we are not your enemies. And if you join Blessing Blood, you can enjoy all its benefits." Yan Hao starts thinking for a while. Then Captain Song shows Yan Hao a photo of him and his sister together, and she says, "Don't force me to dig up your past and investigate, through which I can very easily find out why you're here. If you join Blessing Blood, I can use all my resources to find out where your sister is right now, or I can help you find her." Yan Hao couldn't refuse Captain Song's many benefits and agrees, after which he says, "My salary will increase too, right? Because the salary in the position I'm in isn't that great. After this, if I find my sister, what gift will I give her?" To which Captain Song says, yes, your salary will increase, but I'll also deduct the cost of the building you blew up from your salary." At which Yan Hao makes a face. Then we see Captain Song thinking about her uncle, whom she wanted to turn back to normal from what it looks like. Her uncle has a problem similar to Yan Hao's. Captain Song thinks that perhaps the key to turning an aberration back into a human is with Yan Hao.
Yan Hao heads to the Blazing Blood headquarters to do some paperwork. There, he meets the same soldier who is extremely cowardly and always used to tell Yan Hao that wherever he goes, he brings bad luck. The soldier starts talking nonsense and picking fights. Yan Hao thinks, what was his name? I've forgotten. I'm not going to pay any attention to him at all. Just then, we see Captain Jia arrive, who had been admitted to the hospital with a damaged leg. Suddenly, we see Captain Zhang Shi, the captain of the Qi Shi City Defense Team, start arguing with Captain Jia. The two have an old rivalry. Seeing Captain Jia in this condition, Zhang Shi kicks him hard in the stomach. Seeing this, the soldier rushes to attack him, but the thugs grab him and throw him to the ground. Zhang Shi tells Captain Jia, "Get on your knees in front of me and clean my shoes with your tongue, or I'll break the arm of this pathetic soldier of yours." Captain Jia has no choice but to save his team member. He's about to kneel down when Yan Hao grabs his hand and stops him. He says, "There's no need for that. Now it's my turn to return the favor." Then Yan Hao threatens all the thugs. If anyone even tries to touch a hair on Captain Jia's head, the consequences will be terrible. Everyone is shocked. This young kid who isn't even that old is talking so boldly. How can he say such things? Then everyone rushes to attack him. We see Yan Hao dodge all their attacks with his super speed and delivers a stylish kick to one thug's face. After knocking him down, he starts counting, and as we know, whenever our protagonist enjoys beating someone, he counts while hitting them. 1, 2, 3, 4. All the thugs are lying on the ground. One of them says, "These guys' captain is an E-rank warrior." He's also thinking, in just 3 or 4 seconds, this kid has destroyed them all. How can he be so fast? Then he pulls out a gun and stands in front of him. Seeing this action, Yan Hao starts laughing. The guy fires at him. Yan Hao dodges the gun's bullets and rushes toward him very quickly, snatches the gun from his hand, and crushes the gun with his bare hands.
You're way too slow. Suddenly, he pulls out a large knife from nearby and attacks Yan Hao. The knife is about to touch Yan Hao's neck when he catches it with his left hand. Throwing the knife away, Yan Hao grabs his neck with one hand, lifts him in the air, and says, "How dare you tell Captain Jia to get on his knees?" Captain Zhang is about to say something when Yan Hao says, "Now it's my turn," and slams him into the ground so hard that the floor breaks. After that, he doesn't get up again. All the thugs start talking to each other. He broke the pistol with one hand and even dodged the gun's bullets. Yan Hao's strength had increased even more because he had defeated the beetle monster and absorbed his core energy. Seeing Yan Hao's fighting ability, the remaining thugs don't fight him, and considering him a monster, they all run away from there. Yan Hao picks up Captain Jia's cane and gives it to him. He thanks him. After that, he asks him about the fight with the city defense team. "If they bother you again, what will you do?" Then the soldier who came with him says, "Don't worry about that at all, because they won't do it again, because Yan Hao and I have both become members of the Special Response Unit now. The city defense team will never mess with us again." A little while later, we see Captain Song telling Yan Hao, "You've been selected," which makes Yan Hao very happy. He asks, "Am I now officially a full member?" Captain Song says, "No, you'll have to go to headquarters quickly, and there are some tests and training there. You'll have to pass them before you can officially become a member of Blazing Blood." She says, "I think with the kind of strength you have, you shouldn't have any trouble passing this combat test." Yan Hao says with a smile, "Get ready to see new records." Looking at Yan Hao's face, it seems like he's going to give a very dangerous performance.